If you're noticing blurry vision, eye strain, dryness, or tired eyes, especially after long hours on screens, there's something important you need to understand. Most eye problems don't start in the eyes. They start with nutrient deficiencies, inflammation, and poor circulation. And today I want to show you 3 powerful seeds that can help support your vision naturally by nourishing the retina, protecting the optic nerve, and reducing oxidative stress inside the eyes. These are not supplements. These are real foods loaded with eye protective nutrients your body recognizes and knows how to use. Most people believe vision loss is a normal part of aging. They're told blurry vision, dry eyes, night blindness, and eye strain are just the price you pay for getting older. But here's the shocking truth. Your eyes don't fail because of age. They fail because they're slowly starving. Your eyes are some of the most nutrient-demanding organs in your entire body. The retina alone burns more energy per gram than almost any other tissue, including the brain. That means even small nutrient deficiencies can quietly damage vision long before you notice symptoms. By the time your eyesight changes, the damage has often been building for years. Modern science now confirms what many doctors still overlook. The most common eye problems are not genetic, and they're not inevitable. They are strongly linked to deficiencies in key nutrients, chronic inflammation, and impaired blood flow to the tiny vessels that feed the eyes. Take dry eye syndrome, for example. It affects hundreds of millions of people worldwide and is often treated with artificial tears that do nothing to fix the root cause. Research shows that one of the strongest predictors of dry eyes is low omega-3 fatty acid intake. Omega-3s are essential for maintaining the oily layer of the tear film. Without them, tears evaporate too quickly, leaving the eyes inflamed, irritated, and vulnerable to infection. This isn't a minor issue. Chronic dryness increases the risk of coral damage and vision decline. Then there's eye strain and blurred vision, which are now exploding due to screen exposure. But screens aren't the real villain. The real issue is that nutrient-deficient eyes cannot handle oxidative stress. Blue light creates free radicals inside the retina. Normally, antioxidants neutralize this damage. But when the diet lacks protective nutrients, oxidative stress accumulates, slowly injuring retinal cells that never regenerate. One of the most shocking discoveries in vision research is the role of zinc deficiency. Zinc is required to transport vitamin A from the liver to the retina, where it's used to produce rhodopsin, a pigment essential for night vision. Without enough zinc, vitamin A becomes biologically useless, even if you consume enough of it. This explains why night blindness still occurs in people who don't appear malnourished on paper. Their bodies simply can't activate what they consume, and zinc deficiency is far more common than most people realize. Studies estimate that nearly 2 billion people worldwide have inadequate zinc levels. The first systems affected our immunity and vision. That's not a coincidence. Blood sugar is another silent destroyer of eyesight. Chronically high insulin levels damage the delicate capillaries that supply oxygen to the retina. This is why vision problems are one of the earliest complications of metabolic dysfunction. Even before full diabetes develops, elevated blood sugar thickens the blood, reduces oxygen delivery, and causes microvascular damage that starves eye tissue. Once those tiny vessels are damaged, vision begins to fade. What's even more disturbing is how early this process starts. Research shows retinal damage can occur years before a person is diagnosed with diabetes. That means millions of people are losing vision slowly without knowing why. Inflammation plays a massive role as well. The eyes are immune-privileged organs, meaning inflammation there is especially destructive. Diets high in refined carbohydrates, industrial seed oils, and sugar trigger systemic inflammation that directly affects eye tissue. Inflammatory molecules break down the blood-retina barrier, increasing the risk of macular degeneration and other degenerative eye conditions. Age-related macular degeneration, one of the leading causes of blindness, is now strongly associated with oxidative stress and nutrient depletion. The macula is packed with mitochondria, and mitochondria are extremely sensitive to nutrient shortages. When antioxidants like vitamin E, zinc, and omega-3s are missing, mitochondrial damage accelerates and vision loss follows. Even eye fatigue is not just about overuse, it's a metabolic problem. Eye muscles require magnesium and healthy fats to function properly. When those nutrients are lacking, the muscles fatigue faster, focus weakens, and headaches become common. Here's the part that should concern everyone. The modern diet is perfectly designed to destroy eye health. Highly processed foods provide calories without nutrients. Sugar spikes insulin. Refined grains strip away zinc and magnesium. Vegetable oils increase inflammation. And all of this happens while the eyes are under constant assault from artificial light. Your eyes are being asked to work harder than ever before, while being fed less than ever before. This is why supplements alone don't fix the problem. You can't out-supplement a nutrient-empty diet combined with constant metabolic stress. The body doesn't absorb nutrients properly in an inflammatory environment. The foundation must be restored first. Vision loss is not sudden. It's silent, slow, and cumulative. By the time you notice symptoms, decades of deficiency may already be in place. But the encouraging truth is that the eyes respond powerfully when nutrition is restored. Blood flow improves, inflammation decreases, oxidative damage slows, and in many cases, symptoms stabilize or even improve. Your eyes are not weak. They are incredibly resilient. They just require the raw materials they were designed to use. Better vision doesn't begin with glasses or eye drops. It begins with feeding the retina, protecting the optic nerve, stabilizing blood sugar, and reducing inflammation at the cellular level. If you understand this, you realize something powerful. Declining vision is not your destiny. It's a warning sign. And when you listen to it early, you give your eyes a chance to see clearly for years to come. Most people think improving vision requires expensive supplements, eye exercises, or stronger glasses. But what if some of the most powerful tools for protecting your eyesight were hiding in the smallest foods you barely notice? Not pills, not procedures, seeds, tiny biological vaults packed with the exact nutrients your eyes are starving for. Your eyes are built from fats, minerals, and antioxidants. The retina, the optic nerve, and even the tear glands depend on these nutrients every single day. When they're missing, vision slowly deteriorates. When they're restored, the eyes often respond faster than any other organ. And 3 seeds stand out in research for directly supporting eye structure and function at the deepest level. Flax seeds are one of the most underestimated vision-supporting foods on the planet. They are among the richest natural sources of alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. This matters because omega-3s are structural components of retinal cell membranes. Without them, retinal cells become rigid, inflamed, and less efficient at transmitting visual signals to the brain. Clinical studies show that omega-3 deficiency is strongly associated with dry eye syndrome, poor visual acuity, and increased retinal inflammation. In fact, populations with higher omega-3 intake have significantly lower rates of age-related eye disorders. Omega-3s improve tear quality, not just tear quantity, by strengthening the lipid layer that prevents tears from evaporating. That's why people with adequate omega-3 intake often experience relief from burning, gritty, exhausted eyes. Flax seeds also contain lignans, powerful antioxidants that reduce oxidative stress. The retina is constantly exposed to light-induced free radicals. Over time, this oxidative damage accumulates and contributes to macular degeneration. Lesions help neutralize these free radicals before they damage retinal DNA. This is not theoretical. Laboratory studies show reduced oxidative markers in eye tissue when lignan intake is adequate. But flax seeds only work when used correctly. Whole flax seeds pass through the digestive system almost untouched. Grinding them unlocks their nutrients, making them bioavailable. 1 tablespoon a day can meaningfully increase omega-3 levels in the blood within weeks. That's how responsive the eyes are when they finally receive what they need. Then there are chia seeds, which bring a completely different but equally critical benefit to vision. Chia seeds are not just rich in omega-3s, they are masters of metabolic control, and metabolism is directly tied to eyesight. Unstable blood sugar is one of the fastest ways to damage vision. Elevated glucose injures the tiny capillaries that feed the retina, reducing oxygen and nutrient delivery. This microvascular damage is one of the earliest steps toward vision decline, even in people who are not diabetic. Chia seeds form a gel-like substance when hydrated. This slows digestion, blunts blood sugar spikes, and reduces insulin surges. Research shows that diets rich in soluble fiber significantly lower markers of inflammation and improve vascular health. Healthier blood vessels mean better retinal perfusion. Better perfusion means clearer vision and slower degeneration. Chia seeds also support eye hydration. They help the body retain water at the cellular level, which is essential for tear production and ocular surface health. Dehydrated cells cannot function optimally, and the eyes are among the first to suffer. This is why people who consume chia seeds regularly often report less eye dryness and reduced screen-related fatigue. Beyond that, chia seeds contain zinc and calcium, minerals essential for nerve signaling. Vision is not just about seeing light. It's about transmitting electrical signals from the eye to the brain. Mineral deficiencies disrupt this communication, leading to delayed focus, poor contrast sensitivity, and visual fatigue. And then there are pumpkin seeds, which may be the most critical of all for protecting long-term vision. Pumpkin seeds are one of the richest natural sources of zinc. Zinc is not optional for eyesight. It is mandatory. Zinc plays a direct role in transporting vitamin A from the liver to the retina. Without zinc, vitamin A cannot be converted into rhodopsin, the pigment that allows you to see in low light. This is why night blindness is one of the earliest signs of zinc deficiency. It's also why zinc deficiency can exist even when vitamin A intake appears sufficient. Large population studies show that low zinc levels are strongly associated with age-related macular degeneration. In fact, the landmark ARDS eye studies found that zinc supplementation significantly slowed the progression of advanced vision loss. Pumpkin seeds provide zinc in a natural food-based form that the body recognizes and absorbs efficiently. Pumpkin seeds also contain vitamin E, a fat-soluble antioxidant that protects cell membranes from oxidative damage. The retina is highly vulnerable to lipid peroxidation, a process where free radicals attack fatty tissues. Vitamin E acts as a shield, preserving the integrity of retinal cells and slowing age-related decline. What makes pumpkin seeds even more powerful is their magnesium content. Magnesium supports blood vessel relaxation and improves circulation. Better circulation means more oxygen reaching the optic nerve and retina. Poor circulation is a silent contributor to vision loss that often goes undiagnosed. Here's the shocking part. Most people are deficient in at least one of these nutrients. Omega-3s, zinc, magnesium, and antioxidants are severely lacking in modern diets dominated by processed foods. At the same time, the visual system is under unprecedented stress from screens, artificial lighting, and metabolic dysfunction. Your eyes are working overtime while being undernourished. Seeds are not magic. They are biological precision tools. They provide concentrated nutrition in a form designed by nature to support growth, repair, and protection. When consumed consistently, they rebuild the foundation of eye health from the inside out. And this is why the results can feel dramatic. Reduced dryness, better night vision, less eye strain, sharper focus. These changes don't happen because the eyes are being forced to improve. They happen because the obstacles are removed and the raw materials are restored. The eyes don't need stimulation, they need nourishment. When you understand this, you stop chasing symptoms and start addressing the cause. Vision is not something you lose overnight. It's something you slowly rebuild or slowly destroy through daily choices. And sometimes the smallest choices make the biggest difference. Most people add healthy foods to their diet and then wonder why nothing changes. They sprinkle seeds on a meal, take a supplement for a week, and expect their vision to magically improve. When it doesn't, they assume nutrition doesn't work. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Adding the right foods means nothing if you keep feeding the damage at the same time. Your eyes don't heal in a vacuum. They exist inside a metabolic environment. And that environment is either protecting your vision every single day or quietly destroying it. Consistency is not a motivational concept. It's a biological requirement. The retina renews itself constantly. Photoreceptor cells are under non-stop assault from light, oxygen, and free radicals. To survive, they rely on a steady, uninterrupted supply of nutrients. Not once in a while, every day. Scientific research shows that omega-3 levels in eye tissue drop rapidly when intake is inconsistent. Zinc stores fluctuate based on daily consumption. Antioxidant defenses weaken within days of poor dietary intake. That means eating vision-supportive foods sometimes is almost the same as not eating them at all. But consistency alone is only half the equation because you can nourish your eyes perfectly and still lose vision if you don't remove what's actively harming them. Sugar is one of the most destructive substances for eyesight, and the damage happens faster than most people realize. High blood sugar thickens the blood and damages the endothelial lining of blood vessels. The smallest vessels in the body are in the retina. When they're damaged, oxygen delivery drops. Starved retinal cells don't die immediately. They weaken first. Vision fades slowly, silently, and irreversibly. What's shocking is that studies show retinal blood flow impairment can occur even in people with normal blood sugar levels if insulin is chronically elevated. This means you don't have to be diabetic to experience sugar-induced vision damage. You just have to eat like the modern world encourages you to. Refined carbohydrates act the same way. White bread, pasta, cereals, and baked goods rapidly convert to glucose. Each spike triggers inflammation. Each spike stresses retinal capillaries. Over time, the damage accumulates. This is why vision problems are now appearing earlier than ever before, even in people in their 30s and 40s. Then there are industrial seed oils. These oils are everywhere and they are devastating to eye health. Corn oil, soybean oil, sunflower oil, and canola oil are high in omega-6 fatty acids, which promote inflammation when consumed in excess. Chronic inflammation breaks down the blood-retina barrier, making the eyes more vulnerable to oxidative stress and degeneration. Research shows that a high omega-6 to omega-3 ratio is associated with increased risk of age-related macular degeneration. This isn't speculation. It's been observed across multiple population studies. You cannot protect your eyes with omega-3 rich seeds if your diet is flooded with inflammatory oils that cancel out their effects. Ultra-processed foods add another layer of damage. They strip away magnesium, zinc, and B vitamins while increasing oxidative stress. They also disrupt gut health, which directly affects nutrient absorption, even if you eat the right foods. A damaged gut may prevent your body from absorbing the nutrients your eyes need to heal. And then there's dehydration, one of the most ignored factors in vision decline. Mild dehydration thickens the blood, reduces tear production, and increases eye strain. Studies show that even slight fluid deficits reduce visual performance and increase fatigue. The eyes are among the first organs to feel the effects because they rely on constant fluid balance. Here's where everything comes together. When you consistently consume vision-up supporting foods and remove the dietary triggers of inflammation, the body shifts into repair mode, blood flow improves, tear quality stabilizes. Oxidative stress decreases. Retinal cells stop fighting for survival and start functioning as designed. This is not instant gratification biology. It's cumulative healing. Week by week, the environment inside your body changes and the eyes respond accordingly. What makes this so powerful is that the eyes are incredibly sensitive to positive change. Studies show improvements in dry eye symptoms, contrast, sensitivity, and visual comfort within weeks of dietary correction, not years, weeks. But this only happens when consistency becomes non-negotiable. The body doesn't reward effort, it responds to patterns. Eating well for 3 days doesn't undo months of damage, but eating well every day begins to reverse it. Removing sugar most of the time doesn't protect retinal blood vessels. Removing it consistently does. This is why quick fixes fail and lifestyle changes succeed. And here's the part that should stop you in your tracks. Vision loss doesn't announce itself loudly. It doesn't come with pain or warning signs. It comes quietly, gradually, until one day you realize your eyesight isn't what it used to be, and you don't know when it changed. But the same silence applies to healing. You won't wake up one morning with perfect vision. You'll notice less dryness, less strain, clearer focus at night, fewer headaches, subtle signs that something is working. Those signs are your proof. Protecting your vision is not about doing more. It's about doing fewer harmful things and doing the right things consistently. Every meal either feeds your eyes or robs them. There is no neutral choice. Your eyes are not fragile. They are adaptive, resilient, and responsive. But they cannot overcome constant nutritional sabotage. When you remove what damages them and commit to nourishing them daily, you're not just protecting your eyesight, you're reclaiming control over it. And that's the difference between hoping your vision lasts and actively making sure it does. If you found this helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who's struggling with their vision. Your eyes will thank